The sons of Anderson have been searching for the deadly crosses of Sakatuma for decades. We had just found out that they have the power to summon evil, that includes a mockery of somebody who has been deceased. I don't know why they want to bring Boris back. I am not even aware of who this Ashwin Salter man is. What problems do they have with our family?
I knew this already. I was right. But you guys thought that I was crazy. Then only thing you can do now is to prevent Ashwin's cult from getting their hands on the last 2 crosses.
On some more information, we found out that my great-grandfather had Jinn blood in his DNA, which means that me, Rosie, and even Caillou, are all part Jinn.
Wait, I'm a part Jinn? What does that even mean?
Well, our great-grandfather, and his wife, were attacked by a Jinn spirit in the late 1910s, which resulted in Jinn blood being embedded into their DNA. This meant that our grandfather, and even our father Boris, were all born as part Jinn. We are descendants of Eric Anderson, so that's how we have some of it in our blood as well. This whole time, all these years, all these decades, I never knew such a thing.
Wait. So if I am part Jinn, does that mean I will turn evil?
I don't think so. Miss Morton told us that not all Jinn are evil. I mean, your grandfather and father turned out fine, didn't they? Jinn spirits aren't like demons. They can be evil, neutral, or even the complete opposite of evil. Good.
Jinns also have the ability to shapeshift. They can turn into humans, demons, and animals, although I've never tried to shapeshift, nor have I seen Boris or Caillou do it. I think since it's only about a quarter of our blood, we are mostly human, it is not possible.
By the sound of it, the sons of Anderson want to resurrect Boris's purely Jinn form. They want to erase all traces of his original personality and humanity, using him as a pawn, and reinventing him to their own image.
Well, we cannot let that happen. By the way, Brad, Miss Martin gave us some information about your father William Afton, and how he was corrupted by something which he summoned using Ouija board. However, this does not excuse his decades of wrath.
My father was corrupted?
Well, the story goes like this. One day when William was a teenage boy, he started to play with an Ouija board which he had found in his house's attic, and accidentally summoned a purely evil Jinn, which attacked him, and ever since then, day by day, he became corrupt, and sought to do evil, causing pain and suffering, without the ability to care at all. All of his humanity was stripped away. That could also explain why his skin was purple. He was purely Jinn.
That means I am also a part Jinn. But why am I not like my father?
Key word, part. Jinn. Your father William Afton was purely evil. However, his corruption is not excusable for the hundreds of families he damaged, while being a real-life serial killer. He deserves to burn for eternity.
Yeah, I feel like he's part of the reason I used to be a monster. I was influenced by his behaviors and bullied my own brother.
You have to forgive yourself, Brad.
Breaking news. The Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight is ready to go live tonight at 5 p.m. Western Time. Mike has been retired from the ring for nearly 20 years. Despite his age, he still trains like a beast. And it looks like things are already getting heated right now, as Mike Tyson has slapped Paul across the face.
I didn't feel anything. Tyson, you are an elf. And I will put you in your place, Grandpa. Your slap was a little cute, just like you.
Save it for the ring, guys.
Y'all gonna see. I'ma end Jake Paul's life. Watch what happens in that ring, Jakey. You a little sissy boy trying to be a boxer.
Jake Paul talks crazy. The fact he's even trying to get in the ring with a world champion like Mike Tyson is beyond me. Even I would rock Jake Paul's sissy ass. He not tough.
More likely than not, the fight is probably going to be scripted. Boxing is no longer about endurance and hard work or talent. It's now all about who has the most clout or status. It's cringeworthy. YouTuber boxers are ruining the sport. The likes of KSI, Logan Paul and Jake are prime examples of this. They are all sellout clowns.
For real. I am not a professional boxer, but could easily sock KSI's ass. I definitely wouldn't miss his forehead. I'd knock some sense into him so he can realize how bad his new song is.
The hunt for the Cross of Pride has begun. You got the strap, Eric?
You already know it. If that old fart, King Duncan, doesn't give up the cross, we may have to take it by force. Even if that includes gushing his brains out onto the floor.
Say no more, fam.
So, this little fella has grown some hair on his head. It is now time to sample the DNA.
That's cool, but Boris Anderson had more relatives. We will need to find them and take samples of their DNA as well, bruv. We can't exactly locate his wife, son, and daughter.
I'd worry about that once we find the last 2 crosses. Kidnapping would be ideal. I want that bitch Doris to witness the resurrection of the man who she thinks is her husband. Well, it is time to rip a strand of hair out. It would be cruel to hurt a baby by making him bleed. I'm not William Afton, you know. I don't hurt kids. Now it is time to melt it inside of the Sakatuma bowl.
What? Was that bruv? Did you summon a djinn?
No. The real beast will be summoned at the temple.
I'm so bored. How long does it take?
I don't know. Just be patient, I guess. You know how Dad is with his freelancing. It's like he's too busy to spend time with us. You know, your own daughters.
Was that necessary? I work my hardest to make sure our family business is intact, and I have been working harder on finding security due to the recent break-in. So, be a bit more sensitive, will you?
Yeah, whatever. By the way, why didn't you tell me that Leo Senton and Joseph Cool were here last week? I could have met my husbands in person for the first time.
Oh God, not right now, Edna. Your behavior around celebrities is out of control. I don't understand how your generation has such false idols.
Yeah, whatever. You know how much I loved Sinton growing up. It's been my dream to meet him, and he comes here without our knowledge? Even as grown adults. You never let me or Edna do anything. It's not fair. You're the most boring parents ever. Well, anyways, how much money was stolen last week?
Well, the break-in was not successful, and they didn't try to take any of our money. It's strange, the hooded gremlins in their black uniforms were trying to steal the cross locked behind this safe here. Something about submitting to a Dark Lord?
Wait. I was going to ask about that cross. What is it for? And why upside down?
Well, from my knowledge, it is one of the 3 deadly crosses of Sakatuma. Dating back centuries, it represents one of the 7 deadly sins, pride. I believe if all 3 are claimed, a dark ritual will be performed by those animals who broke into our palace the other day.
Ritual? What are they summoning?
I'm not sure, but the best bet is to make sure they do not acquire them, because otherwise, only God knows their bad intentions.
What you saying, Bad B? Happen to know where Duncan stores that little cross?
You're not welcome here. You guys have bad intentions.
Oh, sweetheart, if you don't want me to blow not only your back, but also your brains out, tell us where Duncan has locked up the Cross of Pride.
You know, we kidnap girls like you, and use them as test subjects before using them for our own pleasure, then ripping their body parts. So I'd recommend shutting up, and leading us to Duncan at once.
You guys are a bunch of misogynistic creeps. What is your problem?
Just shut the fuck up and move out the way. We need that cross, and we will take it by force. Gosh. You have too much confidence and bravery.
Well, you're gonna have to go through me.
Alright, you messed up now.
Alright bitch. Enough playing games.
I don't like to play games. You bimbos are armed with pistols and still can't get through one person? Pathetic. You're not so intimidating. You all are so pathetic, honestly. I haven't got time for this. You're not getting the cross. Just give up.
Mandem, we just got done up by a girl. How are her fucking brains not blown out?
I'll fix that problem real quick.
SO to conclude, never be a pushover to try and please people.
Duncan, a bunch of creeps broke into the palace and held me at gunpoint, demanding the Cross of Pride. I fought all of those guys off, but I'm not sure if they left.
Oh Lord.
If you don't want a bullet inside your forehead like her, you will give up the goddamn cross. Right now.
I rebuke you in the name of God. Stay away from my family. The cross should not be given up.
The next shot will be for you idiots if you don't surrender right now.
Duncan, just give it to them. Isn't worth our lives.
But who knows what evil they will summon into this world.
That was a warning shot. Next one will go through your skull. Give up the cross, and I'm not giving you the choice. Your leg is next if you don't stop crying like a goddamn man-child, and release the cross.
Alright. I will help out. Just please don't kill my father. No.
Too slow. You should learn to use the arms and legs God gave you, instead of hesitating and talking shit.
No. Father. Come on Duncan. Stay with me. You gotta keep fighting. Father, you're strong.
The second cross is ours. We are only getting closer and closer.
Man said we got the Cross of Pride. One to go, baby.
Did you suck Duncan off to get the cross or something?
No, you idiot. I shot him in the chest, and I bopped blonde bitch in the head. I will do whatever it takes to claim something which is rightfully ours.
You actually killed them both? Eric, have you lost your fucking mind?
As I previously said already, I will do whatever it takes to claim something which is rightfully ours.
Bruh, that's not the point. You do realize that his wife and children can just call the police on you right now. Right? Your face wasn't covered by a mask, which is bad because you committed murder. They probably have CCTV cameras inside the palace. You never think logically before doing anything.
Look, why don't you just shut up and stop wasting time? Help me put this cross in the back of the van, so we can fuck off back to the mansion.
Father. Come on, fight it. You are strong.
What are you going to do when they report you to the police for murdering a king? Instead of killing him, you could have just knocked him out. Same with the girl.
Listen, I don't know, okay? I will stay out of the public for a while just in case. I am short-tempered and wasn't thinking straight. I acted upon my emotions as I usually do, but I can't undo my actions. We've already killed hundreds of people anyways, so it's nothing new.
Look, you man, need to forget about arguing and realize that we are one step closer to resurrecting Boris. If they bell the feds, who cares?
For real, the police have never been able to catch on to what we do. So stop being anxious. Even they won't be able to stop us after the invincible Dark Lord's return.
What a fucking twit.
We welcome you tonight on Vian State City News. The Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight is due at 8 p.m. Western Time. Live on Netflix. Before the main event, there are 3 other fights due to take place, including a rematch between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, who clashed back in 2022, with Katie emerging victorious. So Brian, who do you think is going to take the win tonight? A young and fit Jake Paul, who is undefeated in 10 fights, with 4 of them being knockouts, or Iron Mike. The icon, who was known for his deadly hooks, and is a boxing champion. But he is 58, and hasn't stepped in the ring for nearly 20 years.
Well, it is Tyson, but he is also 58 years old. And Jake Paul is in his prime right now. I don't believe he can turn back the clock 30 years and chop Jake's head off. We have to be realistic.
Yeah, it is tough to make a decision. Mike was in a wheelchair with health problems just earlier this year, which led to the original fight's date being postponed. I think Jake Paul is a bastard for fighting an old man, way past his prime, not long after he was literally almost dying.
I couldn't agree more. It's a lose-lose situation for Paul. If he loses, he got beaten up and humbled by an old grandpa. If he wins, or even knocks Tyson out, then it's just elderly abuse, and the point of him targeting people not on his own level will just be proven even more true.
In other news, former pastor and king of Birmingham, England, King Duncan III, is in critical condition after he was shot in the hip and chest while dealing with intruders in his palace.
Another young woman, known as Shelby West, who was Duncan's assistant in his family's business, is pronounced dead after receiving a fatal blow to the head. It has now come to attention that a huge cross was stolen from the palace. Why somebody would kill to steal a cross? Who knows?
We are too late. They've got 2 of the Jinn crosses now.
Forget about the crosses. King Duncan is fighting for his life. Which means those cultists are serious about their plans. A woman just got shot in her head and died because of how dedicated they are. We cannot let them bring back my husband. No, 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 no. Not like that.
Well, at this point, all that can be done is prayers for Duncan, have faith in God so that his life can be saved. And just hope that they cannot find the last cross. Or else, game over.
They have an evil spirit within. Why else do you think they are satanic worshippers? It's more than resurrecting Boris. They don't care about him. They just want more power. They for some reason want to taunt your family, for their own benefit. And with such an inhumane demonic beast like that, even the police will struggle. That cult has nearly 400 members. There are probably more of them walking around in the public, and we just don't know it. This is going to by far be the darkest Viand has gotten. These people are insane.
I must say that I know quite a lot about cults, but never have I seen a group as dedicated as these people. If Boris does become resurrected like that, please remember that it's not him. The original Boris is dead, and this mockery they are using will not recognize any of us. Not even you, Doris. This embodiment of him will see family members as the enemy.
The crosses of Saktuma were locked away for decades because of how dangerous they are.
How exactly can we stop them though? It seems like even if 100 of them get arrested, there are still endless amounts of other members who will be available, and they will try and possess the last cross. All of us here aren't enough. Who else could help out?
Whatever happened to the people you work with? From WDYMB Studios? And their friends, who were with Caillou during the Afton invasion?
I believe they moved back to their homes, the United Kingdom and Canada. They probably won't want to deal with a cult holding nearly 400 members.
Well, then we had better find other ways to get around them. If possible, we could find the Cross of Wrath before they do, and destroy it, as well as the other two they now have.
We've dealt with a bad bunch before, and I'm sure we will get through it. Just remember that hundreds of Afton minions were defeated.
Second task complete. Gather DNA from Boris's son. Now I have to hope that the Cross of Pride is within reach. As soon as possible. Yes. Am I not happy to see you guys right now? The Cross of Pride is ours. 2 down. 1 to go. How did you manage to get a hold?
Well, some blonde bitch was blocking our way, and kicked all of our asses, so while off guard, I snuck up behind and put a bullet through her brain. Stupid woman would have still been alive if she had just surrendered and didn't hold us back. Then I had to shoot the King Duncan in his chest, although I'm not sure if he is dead, probably in critical condition.
Well, you did what you had to get the cross. Murder isn't something new in our group anyways. Hand over the cross so I can place it next to the cross of lust.
Say no more.
Perfect. We now have 2 out of 3 Jinn crosses. Once the Cross of Wrath's location is identified, once we crack that code, it is game over. Everybody in the state will come to know the sons of Anderson.